digital system manufactured by DT2 Surgical Incorporated. This robot was used to help surgeons perform laparoscopy surgery. I am passing to my friend.
How does it do robotic surgery?
The most widely used clinical surgery system includes a camera arm and mechanical arm with the surgical instruments attached to them. The surgeon controls the arm by setting at the computer consoles near the operator is called telehandler.
So can you tell me what is the process in robotic surgery?
First the surgeon makes one or more incisions. Through these incisions, surgeon places ports or thin tubes. The robot is attached to these ports and instruments are placed through all of them. A long thin camera is called an endoscope is placed through them. This camera provides high definition images in 3D during surgeries. An assistant stays next to the patient to help the surgeon check the instruments is whenever needed. Advantages for patients and doctors. First, after the robotic surgery, you may experience. Second, less pain during recovery. Third one, low risk of infections. Fourth one, small scratches. Advantages for doctors. Great precision, great visualization, ability to surgery inside the body with small incisions. Disadvantages. Very less hospitals can afford these types of technologies. Second one, less affordability. Third one, very low risk of robot malfunction. I am passing to my friend Shreya. She is going to explain organ transplantation.
Thank you, Nandakishan and Rutik, for wonderfully explaining about robotic surgery. Now let me tell you about organ transplantation. Organ transplantation is the process through which the organ of a person, known as the donor, is surgically placed into another, known as the recipient. Transplantation is necessary because the organ of the recipient has failed and there is no other option than replacing it. Now, let's see what organs can be donated. The organs that can be donated are pancreas, liver, heart, lungs, kidney, intestines, and many more. Now, let's see how this all starts. It all starts when the organ of the recipient starts to fail and there is no other option than replacing it. The patient goes to the doctor and the doctor conducts a thorough evaluation so that we'll get to know his blood type and antigen so they can get a similar body part. Now we have these, for example, we can take these two people here. This is the first person and the second person. The second person here has gone through surgery and he has gone through evaluation and his blood type and antigen is similar to person 1. Now, he is waiting on the national waiting list. On the national waiting list, there are millions of people waiting for their organ transplant. Now here, this person, he has died due to some unfortunate circumstances, but his heart is perfectly healthy. So now, the doctors will be cutting open the breastbone at surgery and they will be opening the rib cage where the heart is at full display. They will be carefully cutting out the heart and they will be putting it in a box. The box has preservation fluid so that the heart doesn't rot. But there is only very less time for the heart to live because it's out of the body and there is no circulation going on. But now to transport this heart really quickly, we have to have some route. If it's in another state, they'll be using a helicopter and they'll be transporting the heart as fast as possible. But if it's in the same city, they probably won't use a helicopter. They'll be using a special route known as the green corridor. A green corridor is a special route making from where the hospital has harvested the organ to the hospital where it has to be transplanted. Here it becomes traffic free so that if it's 2 hours from here, it might become 1 hour or just 45 minutes. After the heart reaches here, the doctors or surgeons will be performing the same thing again and then he'll get back to life. But he won't be that healthy because as it's a new heart, the body will take a lot of time to adjust to it. This heart has similar antigens but not the same. So the body might think of it as a foreign organism and start to attack it. But after a few days or a few months or so, the body might start to adapt itself little by little and it takes more than 4 to 5 years for it to fully adapt. when there's no other option other than replacing it, or if they're waiting for a transplant to come in because the heart is not healthy, they won't be able to live for long. This artificial heart helps the person to live, but it's like we cannot use it for that long. It's not that handy. But few years ago, in April 2012, an Italian surgeon made a great discovery. He made a really small heart about this size to a 16-month baby who had myocardiopathy, which makes the baby had enlarged fibers on their heart, which makes the heart rate low. So it got really dangerous for her. Then they use that small heart, but that small heart is not, you might think it's quite useless, but it pumps 1.5 liters of blood per minute and it's only 11 grams. The baby lives